Welcome to Tech Blueprint, a window that lets you know the latest technology news in the world. Among the American giants that supply Chinese companies, Nvidia is the worst. Since being targeted by American semiconductors, Nvidia has encountered countless twists and turns. At the beginning, it was only the H100 series and A100 series that could not be supplied to Chinese companies normally, causing Nvidia to bear a lot of losses. Later, in order to prevent the huge Chinese market from falling into the hands of competitors, Nvidia launched a new round of replacement chips. Just after Nvidia happily sold for a while, the United States couldn't stand it anymore and bluntly stated that the chips shipped by Nvidia did not meet the US regulations restricting the export of advanced AI chips. If Nvidia had to ship, there would be plenty of opportunities to deal with Nvidia. With the US ban in front, Nvidia had to compromise again. Even if the chips they had made before might not find customers to take over, and could only be piled up in the warehouse, Nvidia still didn't dare to sell them. But they are reluctant to give up Chinese customers, and Huawei's AI chips are accelerating domestic substitution. Fearing that domestic chips will rise in the future and compete with them for the global market, Nvidia has been thinking for a long time and launched an even more outrageous castrated chip H20. It should be noted that this chip had a period of cold reception when it was first launched. Many companies have expressed that they are unwilling to use a chip that will be cut off at any time. In addition, they have changed their minds and are not only keeping a close eye on imported chips. As long as domestic chips can meet their needs, they are also willing to use them. In this way, Nvidia's CEO was in a state of panic during that time. On the one hand, he joined more American technology giants to lobby the United States to lift the ban quickly, and on the other hand, he showed goodwill to the Chinese market, indicating that H20 complies with the US ban and will not be restricted, and they will firmly commit to the Chinese market. In this way, some companies are eager to place orders with Nvidia. But no one expected that the reversal would come so quickly. Nvidia was also exposed that when the United States increased the chip export ban, orders for H20 chips could not be shipped to the mainland market. Later, it was revealed that Nvidia had stopped accepting H20 orders. In this case, Nvidia's reputation in the Chinese market has been greatly reduced, and more companies have transferred orders to domestic products. Obviously, Nvidia is getting further and further away from the Chinese market. To a certain extent, Nvidia cannot make much money from the Chinese market in a short period of time. Fortunately, they are not stubborn people. After learning that they cannot supply the mainland market normally, and that the United States has no intention of loosening its grip for a long time in the future, Nvidia has found a new way out for itself. This market is nothing else but India. According to Nvidia's CEO, they will launch a lightweight AI large model for the local Indian market and strive to export more AI chips in India. In addition, Nvidia's CEO also said that they have reached cooperation with local companies, and the two companies are expected to purchase tens of thousands of H100 chips from Nvidia by the end of this year. But even so, Nvidia is still not at ease. After all, investing and doing business in the Indian market is easy to fall in most companies. So Nvidia asked Modi for another promise, and then Modi expressed his optimism about AI to Nvidia's CEO. He hoped that Nvidia's investment in AI in India would improve the quality of India's population and allow India to take the express train of AI. But it is hard to say how sincere these words are. In order to increase the investment in Indian manufacturing, Modi is now actively introducing foreign investment. They even put this idea on Chinese companies, hoping to relax the review of Chinese companies' investment so that Chinese companies can invest more money in India. In addition, Modi is extremely interested in the development of AI. Nvidia happens to be a giant in this field, so he will naturally be willing to give Nvidia a favorable promise. It's just that it's hard to say how things will develop in the future. India has always been a graveyard for foreign capital. Even giants such as Samsung and Foxconn have not been able to escape. Will Nvidia be an exception? Of course, no matter whether the Indian market is a wolf's den or a tiger's den now, Nvidia has to enter. Although the consumption capacity and demand for AI chips in the Indian market are indeed not as good as those in China. But so far, Nvidia has been unable to ship to the Chinese market in large quantities, so they must find a market to fill the revenue gap. Coincidentally, India is in a stage of urgent development in this regard, and to some extent, it is also a relatively promising market. In addition, AMD is also eyeing the Indian market. If Nvidia does not go to the Indian market, it will be equivalent to giving most of the Indian market share to AMD. Now the two sides are fighting fiercely, and Nvidia is naturally unwilling to give AMD the opportunity to surpass itself. And Nvidia's move is equivalent to telling us in a side way that we should not have hope for the US AI chip ban. For a long time in the future, China will not be able to obtain a large number of their AI chips. If we really want to focus on the development of the AI field, we still have to rely on our own efforts. So, in your opinion, how long will it take for domestic full replacement? Welcome to leave comments, likes and share this.